Be the change. Be the change every day when you wake up. Be the change. Whatever you want to do, be the change. Like, you can do it. If you're one of those people who, when you close your eyes, your insides feel kind of stressy or sad or fearful, then you are in the right place. Because I have been there. My insides used to feel like that. Now, though, I can actually decide to just sit here for a little bit without thinking. And I can assure you that it's the best investment that I have ever made in my whole entire life. That was your encouragement of the day. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. This is very important. Like, not a single person on planet Earth comes without challenges. Envy is like making yourself feel really shitty because someone else did something that you would like to do. And then you can choose, okay, or they have got something that you would like to get. Well, then you can choose to sit there and feel that, or you can be like, okay, wow, that is so cool that they can do that. If they can do that, then probably I can do it too. So let me figure out how to do that. And then you work on yourself and you find your own place, you find your own stuff. Which in my opinion is much better than to sit there and just feel yucky. So we got, and then, okay, so I want to read this first. Esther and Abraham Hicks says, you now remember that there is nothing that you cannot be. There is nothing. You now know. Okay. You now remember that there is, because you know it from deep within. So remembering is just clicking into yourself, your true nature. You now remember that there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. And you remember that if your dominant intention, if your main goal, if you want to feel good, and you remember that if your dominant intention is to feel good, and that if you try to make the best of where you are, you must reach your natural state of joy, radical acceptance of whatever your life looks like. You might want to change out some things, but that's going to happen eventually. Right at the moment, radical acceptance. Okay, so we have someone showing up as contemplating things, which is a great place to start, like in your mind, up in the, let's see, what am I going to call it, chatterbox, or up in the problem area in our physique. Someone is seeing things from a different perspective. Maybe you got some kind of information, or maybe you just, like, for example, if you listen to Eckhart Tolle when he is talking, like when he's speaking, then you will be in the presence of someone who is completely present. He would not be thinking about the future. He would not be thinking about the past. He would be right there with you, with all his senses and all his. And then he would like communicate with you with whatever you say and allow the answers to come to him. So if you spend time with people like that, or if you like listen, you can spend time with him on YouTube, like listen to his books and everything. When you do that, and from our chatter point of view, from our stressed out world that we live in, like when you listen to someone like him, just the experience of hearing that calmness in his voice, and that experience of just being in the presence of someone like that, it can be the trigger to change your perspective. Like your mind now hears and witnesses a different kind of approach to life and to experiencing the moment. And so if you do that, that might be a trigger to change your perspective. It can also be like you just read a book, and the book is just fabulous, and the Nine of Pentacles, wish fulfillment. So the book is just fabulous, and maybe you read a book, and now you got some piece of information that alters how you see things. Or maybe you tuned into this reading today and I just said something that was the thing that you needed to hear this moment to click on. in your mind to understand that there is much more to life than what we assume that there is. And someone also is showing up here with a lot of creativity, creative soul, a lot of creativity, creating things, not afraid to start things, doing things, working on things, generous personality. Sometimes the generous personalities show up in the world and give and be all generous and be all like kind and considerate, and forgetting sometimes to assert also boundaries around your kindness. Yeah, you can have as much kindness as you want to, and you can reach out as much as you want to. Behind your boundaries. So state your boundaries, like what is too much, what is enough, where do you want to stop giving, what do you want to do, and utilize that beautiful creative force that we all are connected to always, and live it, like be in it, like with the there's nothing you cannot be, do, or have. If your intention is, if you say a prayer like, Spirit, I just really want to feel good, and I just really want to feel a true joy, like the real joy, not the fake one that I just pretend all the time out there, but the real one, the one that comes from within. How can I experience that kind of joy? And if you pray about that, you're going to be shown the signs that might come into your world so that you can alter your mind, and it can alter your way of seeing things so that you can change perspective on what is going on. And justice is here upright. Justice is the scales. Like when you take care of your body, your temple, you creative, you allow this body to be nourished, allow it to flourish, to be exercised, to be taken care of, so that the home that you have here for your soul is a strong one. Then justice will be served for you. Like your soul is going to have, it's like living in a house with no windows, or living in a house with no walls in it, no boundaries. It's like living in a house, and it's going to be scary. Like you're not going to feel safe in there. And so unless you take care of your body and you have some kind of knowledge that you have a body, most people, believe it or not, they just walk around like a big head with two shoes on it. And they don't even think about their hands, their feet, anything. It's just in this mass cocoon or bubble of thinking or thoughts. Your whole internal world is like in just a made up thought thing. And so getting back into the physical, into your body, is going to be like perhaps the best thing, next best thing, next to maybe equal, maybe that's the scales. Taking care of your body, taking care of that, taking in the information, learning from it is going to make your life feel more balanced. It's going to feel more fair. Like sometimes if you've been through things that wasn't your fault, or people did things that now you're carrying a lot of consequences after these people, like, yeah, I'm sorry, like that is not your fault, that shouldn't have happened. But when it did happen, then there you are with the consequences. And once you start working on just seeing things in a little bit of a different perspective, this is your teacher. The consequence is your teacher. Like you either learn from it or you repeat the teachings, you repeat the lesson. And then if you do this work, like it's easy too, like, oh, it's easy, you see. You own it, and it's for free. The whole thing that you're looking for out there, the soul, what your soul is longing for, what you are looking for, it's easy, you see. You own it, and it's for free. You already have it. You don't have to go out there and find it. You don't have to go there and look for it. You already have it if you would just allow it, or you could be able to go beyond your thinking and be. Because there you are, the soul, the true essence of who you are, behind the layers. Okay, so if you have, so working on in life is showing up here as awakening, which, wow, is probably the best thing that you can work on in your life. Like, is the awakening, is to understand that, yeah, life is pretty, distant from who we truly are. The way we live our lives are very distant from who we truly are. And someone here is showing up The goal being awakening, the goal being that a freedom of your spirit, like freedom of spirit. And balancing act, like even when your emotions are all tumultuous, and believe me, this is something that I'm learning these days, and it's not easy, it's not always pretty, it's kind of embarrassing, and it's kind of, I don't know, tipping me out of my usual sense of control, or being in control, or having some sense of control with things. Allowing all these big emotions, the tumultuous emotions, allowing them to come and show you what they are trying to teach you. Because emotions are also just visitors. Like they're like your thoughts. They never stay there. They don't just hang out. Well, unless of course you get hung up on it, or obsessive. Like now you're obsessive, you're clinging to that one thought. Maybe you have a whole life going around that one thought. And if you think about it, like this can be a whole relationship that you have going on in your thoughts, which can be a good thing if you don't really want to be in a real relationship in this world. So you just make one up and then you can have that instead, which kind of works. I know that too. But there you are, having it all up in your bubble, like this whole made up thing. And awakening to the balancing of things, even with all these emotions going on, even with creating all these thoughts in our head, staying balanced, being able to know that you have this center within that is always going to be still. This is a process. Everything that we humans do, learn, or accomplish is a process. It doesn't just show up on the doorstep and there it is, the ready package. Now you're done. Now you don't have to do any more work. I wish it was like that. I wish it was like that 25 years ago. And I wish I was done 25 years ago with all the work that I have been doing for 25 years. But it wasn't. I had to just take one day at a time, and every day Spirit like kind of tricked me into thinking that this is it. Once I get this, then I'm done. Oh no, then something else showed up. Okay, once I get this, now I'm done. Okay, and then something else showed up. And I could only see the next step. I couldn't see the whole thing. I thought I was always going to be done. So that gave me hope that it was doable. And I didn't know it was going to take 25 years. But now, 25 years later, I am so glad that I set out on that journey and did all those little things in my life, because it's changed everything, like literally everything. If I had known back then that it would take 25 years, would I have started? I don't think so. But now that I did start and I didn't know any better, it's a good thing. So awakening to the reality of your life, awakening to the reality that you are able to stand your ground within yourself, even with all these emotions going on. Also, someone is showing up as a goal to work on their balance, work on their awakening, and working on those dark attachments that we have. Like these, the devil is here, and the devil loves to manipulate and have you run around there, hey, making you feel guilty over here. Oh, why? How could you do that to me? That is so sad. Oh my gosh, now I feel guilty. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. Oh gosh, now I gotta go back there and be all nice and everything, and be all super friendly and do all that so that I don't hurt anybody else's feelings. And so that is one way of being attached to someone else. Another way is that they always dump all the drama on you. Like, oh, drama here. Look, listen to my life. My life is so full of drama. I have all this going on. And it's like making me feel so important. And even if it's stressful and all that, it just makes me feel a little bit important to have all this drama going on in my life. I have something to talk about, and I can talk about someone else, and I can be the victim a little bit, which also makes me feel good. So there's another scenario. Then we got, I'm feeling really anxious over here. I'm really scared. I need something, so I'm going to drink something, or I'm going to take something, or I'm going to smoke something, or I'm going to do this or that. And then you have all these methods, or maybe you're just going to go out and exercise for 5 hours and be wiped out. So there are all these tricks that we do in order not to have to sit with our feelings. And I swear to God, like, it's way more work to run around and do all those things instead of just sitting down and just, okay, even if I want to get up after 10 seconds, I'm not going to allow myself to do that. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to sit here anyway, and I'm just going to sit here, and I'm going to do it every day for 2 months. And then you just do it for 2 months. If you allow yourself to change your mind under ways, or you allow yourself to just change the whole thing underway, then you are going to stop. you're going to quit before you get there. And so having some kind of accountability timeline, so that you know, okay, so then I know I did it for that long and it still didn't give me what I needed or wanted, and so now I'm not going to do it anymore. Fair enough. But dealing with all these and the self-doubt and looking in the mirror, not feeling good enough, not feeling thin enough, not being pretty enough, not being young enough, not being old enough, not being this enough, not being that enough, and all that stuff. And then instead having the radical acceptance. Radical acceptance. And like with the envy card, like one thing with this is like, if you have been through hell and back, you know how difficult life can be. And if you have talked to other people along the way, then you know how difficult their life can be too. And then you understand that, yeah, we are all humans, like we're people. We're people hopping around here on planet Earth, trying our best with what we have, right? And so we're hopping around here. We all have different challenges, different level of awakening, different levels of consciousness. And then conflict is showing up as maybe kind of a refusal to leave behind some old thought patterns, old ways of doing things. Though, well, the conflict can be, sometimes people show up. So the narcissist, for example, that kind of characteristic. I am not a doctor, but the characteristics of someone who's very self-absorbed and very disconnected from everybody else emotionally, and they are just on their own road. And so if someone shows up like that, they might look like the King of Wands, like someone passionate, great, like they're giving you all this attention, or they latching on to you with all this stuff. And then this is the before tarot. So in the before tarot, the 10 of Swords, they haven't the people hiding in the bushes, they're ready with their sword or their words or their communication and stuff like that. The people in the bushes on this card, they haven't stabbed you in the back yet. So the conflict here is like someone is showing up as someone who they are not. They haven't quite stabbed you in the back yet, but all the trickery and all these different approaches that they are doing is going to reveal something about them. So there is a conflict of something very hidden here with someone in your life, and hiding something and showing up as, maybe it's also just a very different type of strategy they're showing, doing something in a different way. And be aware, because sometimes the people hiding in the bushes, ready, and with the envy, if you're leveling up, like you are someone showing up as, yes, getting justice with your soul, like showing up as the creative empress, yes, you're showing up as someone changing their perspective, yes, great. And then also your goal is like awakening. Your goal is to find balance and take care of all those negative attachments. You show up like that, yeah, it's going to bring in some envy for people, but don't worry about it. Just let there be, that's going to be their lesson. They are going to have to learn that you have your troubles that you are working on. They might not even be working on nothing. So here, it could be a different strategy. That could also be just an excuse. The 7 of Swords is mostly in tarot representing lying, stealing, and cheating. So whenever it shows up, it's usually not a good omen. It could be like if you are in warfare or whatever, or you're trying to achieve something, you could use a very different strategy so that you would disable your enemies to get the sword, so you take them, and then they won't be able to fight as hard or do as hard. But this is, the conflict is, just watch out. There might be someone hiding in the bushes. And we got, so, the person on your mind. Definitely giving you some kind of internal conflict, or maybe just teaching you how to teaching you how to stand up for yourselves, teaching you how to like friendly competition, teaching you so maybe this person that you have on your mind, like, okay, so there might be competition for them. If this is a good person, this is a great character that you'd be thinking about or dreaming about up in the cloud here, maybe that's a great person that you have going up in your mind. And there might be conflict, there might be rivalry, there might be some kind of conflict around this person. But you are showing up as a magician, so you know that you can magically create everything that you want in your life. And you already know this because you know that there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have if your dominant intention is to feel good. You want to feel good, there's nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. So there you go. And showing up as the Queen of Cups with the dolphins, playful, kind, caring, able to experience the emotions but not get drawn into it. Magically, just poof, out of the thin air, there comes the love. Poof, out of the thin air, here's the communication that you need to say. Poof, out of the thin air, there's your passion reignited. Poof, out of the thin air, and there you are. There you are. The magician. And the only thing, and the resources that you need, the time just opened up. Now you have all the time to do whatever you want. And all that good stuff. And so here is someone that is showing up as very resourceful. Very, very resourceful, and that's a good place to be in. Conflict. Yep, there might be someone hiding in the bushes. There might be someone in your life that is not, they haven't stabbed you yet, but they might be having the potential to do that. And this other person, though, that is on your mind, this other person that is on your mind, they might be also showing up as a magician. Maybe they are manifesting you at the same time. So with all this going on in our life, so we got okay, so what is the advice though from Spirit with all this going on in life? First, say goodbye to all these to the childlike communication. There's communication, there's a Page of Swords. So new beginning, kind of new beginning. New beginning. You might have to discard everything that you had from before, which is this is a curiosity, and actually showing up here again is prying eyes, gossip, and truth. So be aware of that. This could be with this person here on your mind, that it can create some gossip or this, but this is a curious. So Spirit is like, okay, just show up for yourself. Be curious. Stand your ground. Look at the signs around you. Like this messenger bird is up in the sky. There's a little bit of puffy cloud there, so there might be a little bit, and there's a little windy, but you're standing tall anyway. And Spirit is saying, you just stand there tall in your good shoes, and you got the red shoes on, you got the action, you're taking action, you got those yellow pants on with home, with centering, personal power, and you got the sword with your communication and learning communication. Be okay with learning new things. Be okay with speaking in a new way. Be okay with finding new ways of communicating with people, and be okay with that. And also Spirit saying transformation, like allow yourself to transform everything. Like allow yourself to transform whatever is going on up in here, like the things that you are working on, the awakening, the devil energy, all those binds that hold us stuck, and work on these. Let it transform. Like find a way that you can make things transform in your life. And then the 10 of Pentacles is showing up, and you're going to have all the richness that you need. You're going to have all the money that you need. You're going to have all the time that you need in order to do these things. And the 10s are like over excessive of things. And so bringing all this in. And by doing that, yes, it will create some envy in some people, and some other people it will create respect, and in some other people it will create different things in other people. But it's really not your responsibility to please everybody, and it's not really your responsibility to make sure that they can handle whatever it is that you are doing with your life, because it's none of their business anyway. And you are unique. This is Spirit advice. Spirit is saying to you, soul out there, you are unique. Be brave, a little crazy, but be yourself. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and loves the same beautiful light in you. Until next time, namaste.